You've got some nice pieces of scrap paper. You've got some pieces of graph paper, multiple pieces of graph paper that will not be scored. Will not be scored, right? But they're there in case you need them, you know, in case you get done with the test early and you need to doodle. I don't know, you know. But the blank sheet of paper is actually really quite helpful. If you need to do kind of some scratch work and things like that, this is kind of a nice sheet to have, right? And of course, you don't also want to forget that after all of that, you've also got your formula sheet with that quadratic formula, axis of symmetry, and slope formulas. Oh, and also that arithmetic sequence formula that we used. All right, let's go all the way back to the beginning and wrap this review up. All right, so, you know, for many of you, this will be one of the most high-stakes math tests that you will take. It certainly is probably the highest stakes math test that you'll have taken up to this point, right? You have to pass a Regents math exam in order to graduate from high school in New York State, right? And typically the easiest one to pass is Algebra 1, okay? Now you've got 3 hours for this test. You've got a calculator at your disposal that can do a lot of things, right? Especially with fractions and decimals and things like that. We reviewed tonight how you can enter equations into the graphing utility and create a table of values that will help you with graphing, right? And, you know, you've got a lot of time on this test. Most students will finish this test, not all, but most students will finish this test in under 2 hours, right? And then you've got all this extra time to really go through the test and make sure you've done the best job that you can on it. Don't leave any multiple choice questions blank, right? There is no penalty for guessing on one, so make sure to take good, educated guesses, especially if you can eliminate some choices. And realize that if you've been working hard this year, you're going to pass this test. You're going to do better than just passing this test. You're going to do well on this test, right? You're going to get an 85, you're going to get a 95, whatever. You're going to do well. I have full faith and confidence in anyone that's watching this video tonight that you can master this test and you can like send yourself off on summer vacation knowing that, yeah, next year it's geometry, but that you mastered Algebra 1. All right? I really want to thank all of you for joining me tonight. You know, I know that like we sent out the incorrect, you know, test form originally, and again, I apologize for that. But, you know, I hope that you were with me, that you were working through this test, and that you review hard for Wednesday's exam. Get a good night's sleep, eat a good breakfast, and be ready to take that test because you can handle it.